Hello, Dee. Welcome. Hello, Maria. Welcome. Hello, Rick. How's audio, video, connection, etc.? All right, we'll get started. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Savatiyang tatrako Barancha vo bhikkhave desesami baraharancha baradanancha baranike pannancha tang sunatta katamocha bhikkhave baro panchupadana kanda tissa vachaniyang katame pancha Rupupadana kando Vedanupadana kando Sanyupadana kando Sankarupadana kando Vinyanupadana kando Ayang Vuchati Bhikkhave Bharo Katamocha Bhikkhave Bharaharo Puggalo Tissa Vachaniyang Yavyayang Ayasma Evam Namo Evam Goto Ayang Vuchati Bhikkhave Bharaharo Katamancha Bhikkhave Bharadanang Yayang Tanha Ponobhavika Nandira Gassahagata Tatra Tatra Binandani Sayatiddang Kamatanha Bhavatanha Vibhavatanha Idang Vuchati Bhikkhave Bharadanang Katamancha bhikkhave bharanikke panang yo tassayeva tanhaya sesa viraga nirodho chaggo patinissaggo muttiyanaliyo edang vucchati bhikkhave bharanikke panangti idamavocha bhagava idang vatvana sugato attaparang etaddavocha satta bharahave panchakanda bharaharo cha puggalo Bharadanang dukang loke bharanike panang sukang Nikipitva garung barung anyang barang anadiya samulang tanghan mabuye nichato parinibbutoti. Alright, English. At Savatthi, there the Blessed One said this, Bhikkhus, I will teach you the burden, the carrier of the burden, the taking up of the burden, and the laying down of the burden. Listen to that. And what bhikkhus is the burden? It should be said the five aggregates subject to clinging. What five? The form aggregate, the feeling aggregate, the perception aggregate, the volitional aggregate, formations aggregate, and the consciousness aggregate subject to clinging. This is called the burden. And what bhikkhus is the carrier of the burden? It should be said the person, this venerable one of such a name and clan, this is called the carrier of the burden. And what bhikkhus is the taking up of the burden? It is this craving that leads to renewed existence, accompanied by delight and lust, seeking delight here and there. That is, craving for sensual pleasures, craving for existence, craving for extermination. This is called the taking up of the burden. And what bhikkhus is the laying down of the burden? It is the remainderless fading away and cessation of that same craving. The giving up and relinquishing of it, the freedom from it, non-reliance on it, this is called the laying down of the burden. This is what the Blessed One said. Having said this, the Fortunate One, the teacher, further said this. The five aggregates are truly burdens. The burden carrier is the person. Taking up the burden is suffering in the world. Laying down the burden is blissful. Having laid the heavy burden down, without taking up another burden, having drawn out craving with its root, one is freed from hunger, fully quenched. All right. Hello. Oh, I did an Ajahn Brahm. My robe fell over. All right, let's see. Welcome, Shay and Yankee and Jayantha and Michelle. Welcome. All right, time for meditation. So set your body up in whatever comfortable, stable position works for you. Start by doing the mindful scan of the body. I don't see anybody brand new here. You all know my shtick at this point, so you know what to do. Scan from the feet to the head, adjusting your posture as needed to minimize pain and imbalance. Whenever you're done setting up your body, move on towards following the breath as the body breathes in and out. Lay down your burdens. Acknowledge, let go, and return. For the rest of the meditation, we'll make our awareness wide, leaving the breath, having our awareness encompass all activity in the mind and body. And for the rest of the meditation, whatever arises in our awareness, whether it's bodily feeling, thoughts, emotions, impulses, mind states, whatever arises, apply the 6 factors to. So for example, say an itch arises, or a pain, or a thought, whatever it might be. Repeat the words. This is not me. This is not mine. This is not myself. This is impermanent. This is unsatisfactory. This is not self. Whatever arises, if it sticks around long enough, apply the 6 factors. This thought is not me. This pain is not me. This itch is not me. This emotion is not me, not mine, not myself. It's impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not self. If you like, you can even form it as a question and investigate. Is this experience me? Is this mine? Is this myself? Is this impermanent? Is this unsatisfactory? Is this not self? Soulless? Applying these 6 factors to your experience, using them as line of questioning, can help you start to see things as they are. Buddha tells us all things, all conditioned things are impermanent. All impermanent things are unsatisfactory, lead to suffering when clung to. And all that is suffering is not self. This is not me. This is not mine. This is not myself. This is impermanent. This is unsatisfactory. This is not self. This is anicca. This is dukkha. This is anatta. This is not me. This is not mine. This is not myself. Is this me? Is this mine? Is this myself? Is this impermanent? Is this unsatisfactory? Is this soulless? Slowly open your eyes, becoming aware of the room around you and your body's position in it. Reflecting on the state of your mind before and after the meditation, and contemplating any experiences that stood out. Welcome, friends. It is Monday night. That means it is time for Dhammapalooza, the Festival of Dhamma with the Makaseka community, where we do a variety of different Dhamma-related activities. Today, I think I'm probably going to cut it short because I just finished up the weekend retreat and I'm still pretty exhausted. Usually takes me a day or two to kind of recuperate after I do one of these retreats. So, and the effort to be mindful when I do these things. It's best that I don't. I do them when I'm quite clear-minded and awake. But now, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. Now's the time for a little Dhamma talk. And the topic for today actually goes quite well with the guided meditation that we did. The guided meditation, the 6 factors, is something that was taught to me at Bhavana Society by Bhante Silananda, Sri Lankan monk who was there for about 12 years or so. He was there as one of the teachers, and he was very important to my early years, actually throughout my whole time, both as a visiting retreatant and as a resident at Bhavana. And Bhante is somebody I still email a couple of times a year just to pay respects and say hi, and I have lots of metta for him. This is the same Bhante, for those of you who've heard the stories, where I talk about in the middle of the metta retreat having the image of getting up in the middle of the retreat and punching Bhante in the face. Well, Bhante taught me a lot over those years. But anyway, so the 6 factors, I think, is a very good tool for investigation. And the topic for today is Dhammavicaya. Dhammavicaya is the second of the 7 factors of awakening. Dhammavicaya is investigation of all phenomena, investigation of all dhammas. So when you hear me talk about all the time, investigate this, investigate that, I'm talking about the second factor of awakening. All right, we're talking about whatever is in our experience. We want to know it, investigate it, and understand it as deeply as possible. The first factor of awakening, which is the basis of all awakening, is sati, mindfulness. Without mindfulness, there is no awakening. So one needs to develop mindfulness. And once you are starting to develop mindfulness, you start to see things that you never saw before. You have a clarity that allows you to see things a little bit deeper, a little bit more broadly. And because you start seeing things you've never seen before, well, your curiosity is piqued. And you want to investigate. You want to say, oh, let me do my best to really investigate this, to understand this as deeply as possible. And if you are doing the 6 factors, especially in the form of a question, is this me? Is it? Is this mine? What does it mean for something to be mine or me? What does it mean for something to be myself? What does it mean for something to be unstable and undependable, impermanent, to be unsatisfactory, to be soulless, without any permanent essence? And so when you choose to investigate, And nothing is off the table. You are investigating all phenomena. That's what Dhamma is in this context. It is quite literally everything you can and ever will experience. You can investigate. You can question. You can try to understand deeper. And if it's something that repeats over and over and over and over and over again throughout a lifetime, then you can investigate it over and over and over and over again throughout a lifetime. And each time we investigate something, it's like we understand it maybe 1% or 0.5% or 1/4%. In each iteration, each time we investigate something, we gain a little bit, we gain that like 1/4 or 0.5% of knowledge. And then we understand something to 10%, 20%, 50%, 75%. Until when we understand whatever the phenomena is, 100%, as deep as it goes. But until such time, each repetition, each time we have that experience, it is a chance for investigation. It is a chance to learn something new, to gain more wisdom, more insight, to understand something even more deeply. This is what it means to investigate all phenomena. There is not one experience you will ever have that you cannot apply mindfulness or investigation to. Every experience, from the mundane to the painful, to the pleasurable, to the spiritual, every experience you can investigate. You can know deeply. All it takes is the desire to investigate, the aspiration to investigate. I want to know. I want to see deeply. And that doesn't happen by wishing or magic. So I have to put in the work. I have to investigate. I have to take my life off autopilot. I have to stop going with the flow, and I have to start swimming against the stream. And then as you do that, you start to investigate, you start to understand more deeply and more deeply, until one day you understand fully and you have become freed from all your suffering. But until such time, there's always something more to investigate, always something new to investigate. You will not run out. If you're not awakened, you should be investigating. Even in really horrible experiences, like if you're really, really sick and you just have no energy and you're just sitting there like a lump on a log, even then, at the very least, you can try to be mindful and understand your experience. You won't be able to even word it. You just be like, just going to try to feel this and understand this. And just to be with this. What does it mean to be sick, right? And that you can do that. You might not be able to do it as clear as you would when you weren't sick, but you can do that. Even in situations where you are impaired, sick, hurt, you can investigate. You can understand. you can practice seeing deeply. And we see deeply so that we can understand our suffering. We can know it very well, and in knowing it very well, we're able to abandon it, to let it go, and to transcend it. So this is the importance of Dhamma Vichaya, investigation of Dhamma. Another way of putting this is, the concept of everything is teaching you. Right? The Ajahn mosquito story from Ajahn Brahm. If you have in your mind everything is teaching you, or conversely, you could say, I can learn something from every experience I will ever have. If I am mindful, clearly comprehending, investigating, whatever experience I have, it will be fruitful. It will help me on my quest for freedom, my quest for awakening. So let me try to do my best to investigate everything that I experience as much as I can. Risaka says, 2 weeks from tonight I'm having spinal surgery. Again, I am trying to approach it with curiosity. Yeah, good. You'll have, I'm sure, fear will arise and various things will arise. You investigate that as well. Why does fear arise? Follow that line of reasoning, like a detective doing an investigation. Why does fear arise? Oh, it's because of this. Well, why does that arise? Oh, it's because of that. Just follow the breadcrumbs. Try to understand as deeply as possible. All right, I think that's good. That was about 11 or 12 minutes or so. That's good enough. Why don't we read some verses of the elder bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, and then close out in about 10 minutes or so. Uh-oh. What the heck? There we go. Sure, Visakha, you can ask for a blessing. Let's see what Mahapajapati Gautami, Buddha's aunt, who raised him and nursed him, has to say. Then the first bhikkhuni. O Buddha, my hero, homage to you, supreme among all beings, who released me from suffering and many other beings as well. All suffering is fully understood, as she investigated. Craving, its cause is dried up. The Eightfold Path has been developed, and cessation has been realized by me. Previously I was a mother, a son, a father, a brother, and a grandmother. She's talking about all her past lives. Failing to grasp the true nature of things, I transmigrated without reward. Since I have seen the Blessed One, this bag of bones is my last. Transmigration through births is finished. Now there's no more future lives. I see the disciples in harmony, energetic and resolute, always staunchly vigorous. This is my homage to the Buddhas. It was truly for the benefit of many that Maya gave birth to Gautama. Maya is her sister, Buddha's mother. He swept away the mass of suffering for those stricken by sickness and death. That is very nice, very poetic, powerful. All right. Gutta. Gutta, you have given up your child, your wealth, and all that you love. Foster the goal for which you went forth. Do not fall under the mind's control. Beings deceived by the mind, playing in Mara's domain, ignorant, they journey on, transmigrating through countless rebirths. Sensual desire and ill will, and substantialist view, misapprehension of precepts and observances, and doubt as the fifth. You know, this actually is interesting because this just clicked in me for a little bit, for a second here. Right? Being deceived by the mind, playing in Mara's domain, right? It vaguely, it reminds me of like in like the Christian kind of views and different things about demons and things like that. It's like, or, you know, evil ghosts or whatever, in that like the concept of like, they don't really bother you until you call them, right? It's the same thing with Mara. Like if you're outside of Mara's domain, he can't touch you. Right? This is why they say that Mara can't even see my tracks. This is talking about an awakened one. You see, this is in the Terry and the Teragatas as well. So like if you are not playing around in Mara's playground, he can't get to you. That's an interesting thing. I don't know that I've thought about it from that perspective before. I mean, I could also just be loopy, which I am, but but you know, sometimes in weirdness the connections are made. Okay. Sensual desire and ill will and substantialist view, misapprehension of precepts and observances, and doubt is the fifth. O nun, when you have given up these lower fetters, you won't come back to this world again. And when you're rid of desire, conceit, ignorance, and restlessness, having cut the fetters, you'll make an end of suffering. Having wiped out transmigration and fully understood rebirth, hungerless in this very life, you will live at peace. Vijaya. 4 or 5 times I left my dwelling, I had failed to find peace of heart, or any control over my mind. I approached a nun and politely questioned her. She taught me the Dhamma, the elements, and the sense fields. The Four Noble Truths, the faculties and the powers, the awakening factors, and the Eightfold Path, for the attainment of the highest goal. After hearing her words, I did her bidding. In the first watch of the night, I recollected my past lives. In the middle watch of the night, I purified my clairvoyance. In the last watch of the night, I shattered the mass of darkness. I then meditated, pervading my body with rapture and bliss. On the 7th day, I stretched out my feet, having shattered the mass of darkness. Ah, sadhu. Very good. Uttara. 2nd. Taking a pestle, young men pound grain, providing for partners and children. Young men acquire wealth. Work at the Buddha's bidding, you won't regret it. Having quickly washed your feet, sit at the discreet place to meditate. Establish the mind, unified and serene. Examine conditions as other, not as self. Ah, this is not me. This is not mine. This is not myself. That's exactly what is being said here. This is impermanent. This is unsatisfactory. This is soulless. After hearing her words, the instructions of Patachara, I washed my feet and retired to a discreet place. In the first watch of the night, I recollected my past lives. In the middle watch of the night, I purified my clairvoyance. In the last watch of the night, I shattered the mass of darkness. I rose up, master of the 3 knowledges. Your bidding has been done. I shall abide honoring you as the 30 gods honor Saka. Undefeated in battle, master of the 3 knowledges, I am free from defilements. Sadhu. All right. They are roaring their lion's roar. Very well. All right. Now let's go to the bhikkhus. Sammitigutta. Any bad things I've done in previous lives are to be experienced right here, not in any other place. Kasapa. Go, child, to any place where there's plenty of food, where it's safe and free of peril. May you not be overcome by sorrow. Siha. Meditate diligently, Siha, tirelessly all day and night. Develop skillful qualities and quickly discard this bag of bones. Nita. Sleeping all night, happily socializing by day, when will this simpleton make an end of suffering? Sunaga. Skilled in the patterns of the mind. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. Skilled in the patterns of the mind. Understanding how the mind works. Understanding the nectar of seclusion. Practicing jhana, alert and mindful. Such a person would realize pleasure not of the flesh. Nagita. Elsewhere there are many other doctrines, paths that, unlike this, don't lead to enlightenment or extinguishment. For the Buddha himself instructs the Sangha, the teacher shows the palms of his hands. That's the reference to what the Buddha said, that he teaches with an open palm, not a closed fist, meaning that he doesn't hide teachings. He doesn't, you have to get to level 10 and then you'll learn this secret teaching, and then but you won't know the secret teaching until you're level 20. That's not, the Buddha says this is not how he teaches. Which is ironic because multiple places throughout later Buddhism, it's like, well, this teaching the Buddha knew that nobody could understand, so they held it with the devas until they right? So which is right? I'm going to go with the early text on that one, because I think the Buddha was taught with an open palm, not a closed fist. But all right. Pavitta. The aggregates are seen as they truly are. All rebirths are shattered. Transmigration through births is finished. Now there's no more future lives. Hello, Ryan. Ajinna. I was able to lift myself up from the water to the shore while being swept away by the great flood. I penetrated the truth. Devasabha. I've crossed the bogs, I've avoided the cliffs, I'm free from floods and ties, and I've wiped out all conceit. Samiddhata. The 5 aggregates are fully understood. They remain by their root is cut, but their root is cut. Transmigration through births is finished. Now there'll be no more future lives. Paripunnaka. What I consume today is considered better than delicious grain of 100 flavors. The Dhamma taught by the Buddha, Gautama of infinite vision. All right. Isn't that just how it is? First hour, only a few people, and then as we're about to close, all of a sudden, more people. Right? Even if I wasn't tired and about to end, we'd only still have about a half hour left anyway. So, all right. Any last questions, comments, clarifications? Oh, I see. Shreyas. Being outside Mara's domain means having achieved Arn. No. Outside of Mara's domain, you look at the simile of the quail, the hawk and the quail. You look at the acrobat. You look at all these. Outside of Mara's domain, at the minimum, is Satipatthana. Right? If you are going throughout your day, mindful and clearly aware, developing Satipatthana, being mindful, you're outside of Mara's domain. Right? But of course, when you stop being mindful, you just fall right back into Mara's domain. And then when you are, Mara will never see you again, no matter what. So, yeah. Yeah, no matter, yeah, or yeah, like you said it the second time. We're mindful no matter what, wherever we're on the path, yeah. All right, friends, I think we are good. So if you're watching this for the first time, sorry for cutting off early. Go to the website listed on the screen, maggaseka.org, to find out more information about myself and the aspiring Buddhist organization, Maggaseka. For everybody else, Sukhihotu, may you be happy and at ease, practice well and be well, and may you have a spiritually successful and peaceful practice until we meet again, which could be tomorrow morning for morning monastery experience. I'm hopefully going to get a nice night's sleep. I'll be there for MME tomorrow morning, or perhaps next Monday for another Dhammapalooza. Have a good week.